What's up, YouTube? Um, I There's a big subject that's been going around, especially around where I live. Um, and it's the subject of marijuana, or pot, or cannabis, or weed, whichever you prefer to call it. You prefer to call it all of them. I mean, all the names are very well known. Cannabis is the actual genetic term for it, but a lot of people call it a bunch of different things. Um, Molly. Um, But anyways, the subject that's been going around is lately it's been being legalized everywhere. Colorado, California, um, they're even the Senate of South Carolina, which is where I live. Um, South Carolina, the state of South Carolina, United States, of course. If I know a lot of people don't know much about the states that aren't from the United States, which that's okay. Um, Honestly, I wish I didn't know much about the states. I wish I was not born or raised in the states. I do not like the country I live in its current position. United States used to be a good state, but I mean a good country. Now it's just like it's fallen. We're losing everything that we originally stood on. Um, but basically, especially around where I'm at, because in like the early to late 1800s it wasn't until like the early to mid 1900s that they started making a big deal of it. The early 1800s, especially South Carolina, we South Carolina was actually once known for their big fields of the stuff. Um, it was grown everywhere, kind of like cotton was. Um, Pot and cotton were two big industries in the early 1800s. But so the thing about it is now they're talking about legalizing it all across the nation. They already got Colorado, California, other places that I'm not sure about. I think some parts of Virginia. I'm not really sure about that. Um, they already got it pretty much legalized. And Colorado actually, it's actually so far legalized, they actually have vending machines of the stuff, like snack machines, but with like packs of marijuana in them. Um, and you get choose your own strain, put it in dollar, and get it. That is how far they have gotten with it now. I would want, basically, what I see the future coming to with it like this. We will have a better future, in my opinion. One of the main reasons for a lot of this, for a lot of arrest in mainly South Carolina, because that's the biggest part where it's big at. Um, it's also happening everywhere else, but South Carolina, that's the biggest part because there's a lot of people around here. I go down the street, there's people growing it. I go down to a neighbor's house, they're smoking it, they're buying it, they're having people going on the down low, trying to cover up the scent in their cars, and they're afraid of what will happen if they're caught. And so, anyways, with this being, pot, marijuana, it's not a bad thing. It's not. Um, it's not like cocaine or crystal meth or heroin. Those things can actually kill you. Pot actually does more good than harm. You cannot overdose from pot. You cannot Um, you can't get addicted. Like, it's not addicting. It has none of those chemicals that get you addicted. Now, people who it seems like they're addicted, they're not addicted. They just like the feeling. Um, yeah. I mean, for me, first time I smoked, I'd say this story a lot whenever I'm talking on this subject. First time I smoked, I didn't lose count. It's just that I gave up at counting because I was just like, I was relaxed. I stopped counting. I didn't lose count. I just stopped counting. 15 blunts in under 30 minutes. I stopped counting, and I kept on smoking all that day, all the next day for 2 weeks straight. Non-stop, only for a 5-minute rest, because obviously you're smoking, you need some sleep automatically, or you're going to get too exhausted and you're going to just pass out. When you're smoking pot, it has that kind of effect on you. You do get a little bit sleepy after smoking for so long. So 5-minute sleeps, and then wake up, smoke, wake up, smoke, wake up, smoke. Just keep on. That's the way I was. After 2 weeks, I had to head back home. Obviously, my family was around. They lived down the road from me. I didn't want any of them knowing what I've been doing. So, I take myself off it. Last 2 days I'm there. I take myself off of it. And I have not smoked since then. That was not the first time I smoked, but that was the first time I did a actual smoke, like, off several hours just smoking. It wasn't my first hit, but it was the first time I smoked. I took a couple hits before that day. But 2 weeks straight smoking. I have not had any withdrawal. I have not had any need for it. Or any want. Well, I do want it, but I have not had any need for it. I'm not like, I need the stuff, man. What's happening, man? I need it. Where is it? Where is it? I'm not like that. So, because I have lack of withdrawal, and I'm not to the point where I need it constantly, I don't see it being addicting. As much as I smoked, as many days as I smoked like that, and I have no bad side effects, it's not addicting. It doesn't put you through withdrawal. It doesn't. Nothing like that. In fact, it helps expand your life. A lot of people who do smoke have been known to live to be like 90, 80, 90 years old. To where most people in their family who's never smoked only live to be like 60. And age does have a lot to do. Like, if you live through old age, the age that you die, if you die of natural causes of old age or heart attacks, rely on your family's history too. So for people who have family who lived up to be old age, and their parents only lived to be, their grandparents and stuff like that only lived to be 60, and they're living to be 90 years old, that shows that it actually expands your life. It doesn't shorten your life at all. People have been known to live longer. It has gotten rid of many cancers like what's called glaucoma, breast cancer. People who have trouble eating, they smoke it and they can eat regularly. It's been known to do a lot of stuff that's good for you. So for it to be legal is basically just society saying, hey, we know if we legalize it, people will have no more need for doctors, or they'll have little needs, and therefore we're going to be losing a lot of money this way. And basically people would still need doctors. It wouldn't be as many people, it wouldn't be as much as it used to be, but it have such a little need for doctors that, hey, there's a good chance they'll start losing their profits. And they know this, and they're afraid of it. So that's basically why it's legal. But now that it's being legalized, the future that I see it happening is basically people finally living at peace. For so many years, we had violence, hatred, people going against one another, families fighting, and stuff like that. I see if this stuff is legalized to the point that you can grow maybe a 5-acre field of it. I mean, I know it's not going to be like it used to be in South Carolina where you can, because in the 1800s, early to mid 1800s, it was like you can actually grow 30-acre fields of this stuff and it'd be okay. I know it's not going to get that advanced again, but at least 5-acre fields maybe. So with it being like that, people will be more relaxed, they'll be more chilled, there'll be more friendly environments. People will learn, hey, hatred isn't everything. You're a good person. They'll finally understand people in a deeper sense, causing less violence. It's just another thing that could happen with it being like this is so there's healthier people, be healthier, people be more relaxed, more understanding. Then there's less crime in general. The crime rates are off the roofs. There's people killing people. There's people fighting the law. There's riots starting, stuff like that. It'd be less. They're off the charts right now with pot being legalized. Pot and money are the two main reasons why there's so much crime. People can't work, so they go off and get whatever money they can. People are afraid because it's illegal. They go off and find other ways to get it, and it's ways that are illegal. And so pot and money, two big sources of major crimes. If we legalize pot, there's other things we'll have to do. We have to it's not just pot, it's jobs in general. The jobs in today's society, me knowing firsthand, experiencing it for several years, people don't we need to get more job ratings. We need to get people get hired on better industries. People are not being hired on like they should. They're good individuals. They're hardworking. Even when they're not even when they don't have a job, they're working. And they show that they're hard workers, but yet they can't be put into a job society because nobody wants to take the chance. If people take the chance, society be a lot much better because people will have what they need. They'll have the money they need to survive. Nothing in this life is free. That's one thing I try to teach these kids around my neighborhood. It's like this one kid down the road. He was asking me why couldn't I give him the tank for free. I'm like, because he's a little kid. He's 4 years old, and he seen me with it out there on the porch. And I was selling it for $55. So I told him, I can't sell you this tank I was basically, the kids around these neighborhoods, they're not in good conditions. Like, their parents are bad parents. They don't teach them anything. They have little respect because their parents don't teach them it, and I don't hold that against them. I hold that against their parents. I appreciate these kids. These are awesome kids. They just need to learn. And so basically, what I'm teaching him is, hey, if I don't sell this tank, then I won't have any money. If I just give it away for free, nothing in this life is free. You have to have money to eat. You have to have money to sleep. You have to have money to have a house. You have to have money, even water. Nowadays you have to have money to be hydrated. Nothing in this life is for free. And I tell him, if you can learn that, your life will be so much better. You will have a better understanding of things. And he was like, but I don't understand why you gotta sell it to him. Why can't you just give it to me for free? And basically what I was doing, I did have to sell that tank. I had to. I wasn't selling it for me. It was my sister's tank, and she had asked me to sell it. She gave me a little bit of the profit I got out of it. She gave me like $20. So, since I was the one that moved it outside and sold it, because she's no longer living with me. But, so I did have to sell it, but I thought that was a good time to teach him a valuable life lesson. So that's what I did. I told him, nothing in this life is for free. If you can learn how to make money, if you can learn how to spend money, if you can learn that even if you are low on money and you don't have a job, you have no way of getting paid, there's still ways to make money. You can do stuff around your own house to make money. Nothing in this life is for free. And if you learn that, your life will be so much better than what mine is and what mine was. My life is better than what it was, but it's still not where it needs to be. There's another life lesson I try to teach them. So anyways, they're always going out there, they're messing with stuff. A lot of the stuff they mess with are not safe for children. So I try to teach them everything in this world is dangerous. A pencil is dangerous. You have to be careful with anything you touch. You're in the shower and you get out of the shower, the place is all steamy, and you want to brush your teeth, and you slip and fall, and then suddenly, even if you don't have a toothbrush, you slip and fall and your head hits something. Like, your own soap is dangerous. Your own sink is dangerous. Anything man-made is dangerous. And I go like, as soon as y'all learn that everything is dangerous, but everything also has a purpose, life will be great. So basically, take a knife, for instance. A knife can be used to, you can use a knife to hurt somebody. Or a knife can be used as a weapon or a tool. There are two purposes to everything. Weapons, tools, even your words. You can hurt people with your words, or you can help somebody with your words. A knife, you can hurt somebody with it, or you can use it to, like, help somebody. Like, somebody needs... A knife can be used to protect you in, like, if you're out in the wilderness and you're all alone and you have nothing but a knife. Instead of using that knife as a weapon, use it for a tool. Use it to hunt. Use it to fish. Use it to protect yourself. there are two sources of every product, especially man-made products. There are two sources. This cup, you can use this cup as a way of getting your fill, drinking, keeping yourself hydrated, or you can grab it by the handle and slam it across somebody's head. Weapon or tool. Everything has two purposes, a bad purpose and a good purpose. Depending on how you use it, defines the type of person you are. Okay, for instance, I have this weight. I curl it constantly. My arms are actually a little bit sore now. I just got done lifting it. So my arms are a little bit sore now. But when using that weight, what you're doing is building muscle. Your muscle can be used to hurt people or it can be used to help people. You can use that muscle to help people lift on heavy objects and help them across town. You can lift somebody up and help them reach a higher place. Or you can beat the crap out of people. It's your choice. Now, a lot of people see muscle as a scary thing. They see a big, hefty man, about 6'3", and they're like, "I ain't messing with that dude. He is scary. He's a bad person." But then they actually see the way he is, and he's got a gentle heart, and he's who he needs to be. He's a nice person. He's a good person. He's a helping person. He looks scary just because that's what people assume. When they see a oversized dude and nothing but muscle, they think he's a bad dude. But his muscle, depending on the type of person he is, he could either use that muscle for good or bad. And that's the type of person I want to be. I want to use my abilities for good. Everything has two purposes. People have two purposes, good or bad. Not guns have two purposes. Again, tool or weapon. Tool or weapon. Depending on how you look at it. If you see it as a weapon, you should not have it. Because even though that is one of the purposes of it, it is a bad purpose. If you see it as a tool, a way of protection, a way of hunting to gather food, or a way of keeping a bear off you, or keeping just somebody who's coming at you full force trying to hurt you, and it's your only means of protection, then that is good. There's a saying that I watched Thor, and this is actually a saying that's been around way before Thor, but it's a saying that also got out of it. A king does not look for war, but is always prepared for when it comes. You should not go seeking out a fight, but if a fight comes to you, be prepared to protect yourself or protect the people around you. And I was really talking about the future of pot being legalized, but I got into this. Just know that everything has two purposes. A good purpose and a bad purpose. You have to understand what the good purpose is and what the bad purpose is, and what type of person you want to be. Depending on what type of person you want to be, that is the way you use the objects given to you in life. Now, if you want to be this huge person that goes around hurting people and making everybody feel bad, or killing, or harming, or fighting, just look, use the bad purpose. You want to be a person that's good, loyal, kind, wanting her to fly, but helps everybody with what he's got. Then find a good purpose. That's really all it is. Everything in life has two purposes. You may see a you may see things as what they seem to be. You may see a AK-47 as a weapon. If you see it as a weapon and not as a tool, that is what it will be. It will only be a weapon if that's the only thing you see it as. It can also be a tool, and you gotta learn how to use it as a tool. That's pretty much it. Later. Bye. Peace. Keep it cool.